I became so nervous. Guys, I became so nervous that my right leg, which was on the accelerator, became restless. Charlie, it dey shiver. Welcome, guys, to Time with Steven, and it's your boy Man Steve Vo, and at the rep Denmark, the second happiest country in the whole wide world. Saying yes, guys. I really hope this year I started off on a great note for all of you. My prayer for all of you where you want Jackpot be say, may this dream of yours become a reality. Yes, guys, that be my prayer for all of you. So this year has also started off on a good note, but Manstivo is a bit under the weather. So kindly bear with me. As you can see, yeah, I know they feel good, but since I decided, say, I go dedicate time to provide you guys with credible information, I say no, make I still keep to that promise. So I'm here again on your screens to provide you with credible info. Yeah. So as you can see, this year I've started off on donning a branded Time with Steven hoodie. Yeah, I noticed I spend quite a lot of time in deciding what to wear, for my content. Guys, I spend time in research, I spend time in editing. I don't want to spend time also and energy in deciding what to don for my content, so I decided say make I get my own hoodie. So say from henceforth that be the only thing I got it done. Branding, yeah, is very important in all of my videos. Yes. So henceforth you go to see me in Time with Steven branded hoodie. Yes. Okay. So in my last video, I promised you guys I was going to share with you essential skills you need to acquire before moving to Denmark. But these skills, they are not limited to Denmark alone. If you should find yourself in any part of the world, these skills are going to be of essence to you. So guys, kindly take note, because I wish prior to relocating I had gotten this information. Yeah, so please take note. They are going to save you a lot of money and a lot of time. Okay, starting off with the first skill, I'm going to be sharing with you about driving. Guys, if you are watching me and you plan, say you go jackpot where you not know how to drive, please kindly try and start learning from today. Yes, so I'll be spending a few minutes talking about driving, because I know the advantages, where it has brought to me. So, and the mistakes also I'm going to be sharing with you. So, say when it comes to cars, there are two kinds. We have the automatic and then we have the manual vehicles, right? Yes. So over here in Europe, if you should acquire a license to drive a manual car, you'll be able to use that same license to drive automatic cars. Yes. But if you have only a license to drive automatic cars, you won't be able to use that same license to drive a manual car or vehicle. Yes, so guys, my advice be say, if you can, kindly try and learn how to drive manual cars. The first advantage be say manual cars are inexpensive as compared to automatic cars. And as a hustler, if you want to save time, yes, if you really want to save time, some of you go dey love say you go dey do two or three jobs. I know say most of you want the money so quick. Yeah, so you go dey love say you go dey do two or three jobs. If you have your own vehicle, it's going to save you a lot of time. Yes, it's going to make things move really fast for you. Don't get me wrong, the transportation system be great in this country. Yes, we have trains running everywhere. We have metro running everywhere. We have buses. Yes, so the transportation system be great, but you can't rely on them 100%. Yes, you can't. There are times where trains are delayed or cancelled, buses delaying here and there, So as a hustler, if you have your own license, you can easily cop a vehicle of your own and make your movement so fast, be on time. It's going to save you a lot of time, trust me. Yes, prior to having my own license and vehicle, I was using the public transport, and most of the time you will see man Steve-O running. I pass Usain Bolt running to catch train, man. It's crazy. Yes, because you don't want to miss. Because if you miss, the next one is going to take you a couple of minutes. There are times where it will fit take you about 20 minutes. So yeah, I didn't wanted to continue going through that hassle. So I had to get my own license and make a share with you the story about how I got my license, how I ended up spending 28,400 Danish kroner, which is equivalent to 3,800 euros on just my license. And it's because the biggest mistake I made was not learning how to drive back home. Yes. So the story goes as, when I decided, say, it was time for me to get my license, I needed it in the shortest possible time. So I opted for the intensive program. Okay. So yeah, the intensive course, I think I spent about 12,000 Danish kroner on the course alone. And it entails, say, they're going to teach you the driving rules, every basic thing about vehicles, about driving, they're going to teach you. So I was going to classes frequently. Yes, I think it was twice in a week. Yeah. So right after that, I needed to have my first aid course. And the first aid course also, I spent about 800 Danish kroner. Then I needed a medical certificate to prove, say, I'm fit for the road, which I spent 500 Danish kroner to acquire it. Then when it came to the theory test, I paid 1,000 for the test. And thank God I passed my test on the first attempt, right? Yes. So it got to the practical. Now, that is where I ended up spending so much money. So I needed 10 practical tests on the street. So I spent 4,500 Danish kroner on that alone. Then when it's time for the test, I had to pay 1,000 for the test. I needed to rent the vehicle with which I did my practicals on the street with. Yes, it belonged to the school. So I rented it for 1,400 Danish kroner for a period of about 25 minutes. Yes, I spent 1,400 on that. Then because I didn't speak any Danish at that time, I also needed a translator. Guys, like I told you, most of the people here, they speak fluent English, But then if you are unable to speak the Danish language, the instructor, despite being able to communicate very well in English, will still tell you to get a translator. Okay, you still needed a translator per their rules. So I ended up paying 500 krona also for the translator. The funny thing about this translator be say, before the test, the examiner will ask you a couple of questions about the vehicle, like how many stop lights, like brake lights, and all that. Basic knowledge about the vehicle. And with that, the translator was just standing right next to me, doing all the translation. But when we got into the vehicle, the translator did not join us. Okay, so the translator was on a cell phone, and then whatever the examiner will say, the translator must be on the phone to translate it for me. But guys, the examiner asked if I was comfortable for him conducting the exam in English, and yes, I said, why not? So we did not make use of this translator, but it is the rule. I needed to pay for it, yes. And because I did not knew how to drive, like I didn't have prior experience, guys, on my first attempt, I became so nervous. Guys, I became so nervous that my right leg, which was on the accelerator, became restless. Charlie, it did shiver. I was like, what the hell is going on, man? Yes. So it was one of the things that made me fail my first attempt. Now I went for the second attempt. And remember, the amount you spent on the first attempt, you would also spend the same amount on the second attempt. So yes, I needed to pay this whole amount again, go through my next attempt, which again I failed because I missed a couple of speed signs. Yes, so I ended up failing my second attempt, but thank God I was able to acquire my license on the third attempt. So if you know how to drive before coming, bro, it's gonna save you a lot of money. First of all, you can even buy the theory exam, lessons, and study on your own, which is quite cheap, and then pay, for your practical test and go sit for it. So you wouldn't spend so much money just in acquiring your license. Yes, one thing to be say, because you know how to drive already, you have the confidence, and I'm sure maximum, if you even fail on the first attempt, you are going to be able to acquire your license maximum on the second attempt. So yeah, it's going to save you a ton of money. Yes, acquiring license in Europe and the Americas, it is quite expensive, but knowing how to drive already, you are not going to spend the same money for a beginner as a beginner. So yes, please take note. It is very, very important. Yeah. So let's move on to the next skill. And the next skill I'm about to share with you be barbering or hair plating. These are two different skills. Yes. If you can acquire both, okay. If you can't, being able to have one be very, very important. And the reason we say they can become your side hustle, and at the same time, if you want, you can make it your main hustle. Yes, barbers in this country, they make a ton of money. Shout outs to my barber Kingsley. I know say you go to watch me, one of the richest African guys. Yes. I don't say he go laugh at this, but yeah, this guy, they make a lot of money, and I know what they go on. So guys, I go advise you, make you try and learn this skill. I remember sharing this advice with a university graduate friend of mine, and he laughed over it. It was like, come on, what are you telling me? How can a university graduate like me, say, they tell me, say, make I go learn how to barber hair. But he had no idea that this is a well-paying job. Yes, for a student, as a side hustle or main hustle, it's going to pay you a lot of money. Yes. So guys, please take note. One thing about these barbers, they say that they have many clients, and they tend to develop good relationship with their clients. So networking, they help in creating a lot of networks. Yes, which is very, very essential to your survival in Europe. So yes, please, please, if you can, try and get it. In having my haircut in this country, I spend between 200 krona to 400 krona, depending on where you go to have your haircut. Yes. So someone like me, we I they love to keep in shape. Sometimes I they have my haircut twice in a month, So if I'm paying 200, that is 400 in a month, Others, then they go as low as once in a month, but it's still some money. We if Even if you don't want to work with it, you can use, getting your own clippers and keeping yourself in good shape. Charlie, you go save a ton of money. So yes, that is one of the skills we, I think, as a hustler, if you can kindly acquire. And then when it comes to the hair braiding or hair plating too, it is very expensive. Say women, them are hairs, it takes a lot of time to work on them. So yeah, the prices ranges from 600 to about 1,500 Danish kroner. I think some even go as much as 2,000, yes, on them are hair. So if you have this skill, Charlie, you can imagine the lot of money you'll be making. Yes. So please take note. Okay, let's move on to the third skill on my list, and that is cooking. Yes, say man for chop every day. Man they chop every day, unless you are fasting. Yeah. So if you are not fasting, then you for the chop. And Copenhagen is one of the most expensive cities in the whole wide world scene. Yes. So guys, food be expensive. Right now, inflation has affected the rest of the world. All over the world, inflation is high. Food prices has gone up. Commodities has shot up. So when it comes to eating, Charlie, if you don't know how to cook, you end up spending all your hard-earned money on food. Eating out, it is very expensive. Imagine if you dey spend 200 on lunch, and then 200 at dinner. That's 400 per day. Breakfast, you could get your basic, bread, make your own cup of tea and stuff. Yes, but when it comes to like lunch and dinner, Charlie, you go to chop heavy, and that, if you dey eat out, you go to spend like 200 on just lunch, 200 on dinner, which is like 400. Imagine spending 400 each day, bro, because you lack cooking skills. That's a lot of money, man. Don't play with it. So please, kindly try. Start learning from your moms, your sisters. Yes, because these two can help connect you with people. Yes, it's also a way of networking. I remembered baking some banku and nice tilapia, during a couple of years. I think it was December season, the Christmas season, where, you know, that is how come I got to networks with a couple of guys. So yes, guys, it's gonna be really great for you. Yes. So please take note. Okay, so enough of the cooking. The fourth on my list, guys, kindly take note, be basic IT knowledge. Yes, I mean the basics. I'm not talking about going deep into like coding, and the rest, programming. No, just having basic IT knowledge is going to help you a lot. Yes. So, say in this century, everything is running on IT. Everything is IT related, from shopping to like dating to everything. We are doing it online. Yes, having the basic knowledge in IT can be of essence to you. You know why? When I came to this country, I noticed there are a couple of people where, when it comes to the tax return season, man, then they charge, for those way they don't have knowledge in the IT, then they charge them, in order for them to provide such services for them. Basic things like buying a monthly ticket, transport ticket, people they charge, for all this. Can you imagine? Yes, but I later understood why then they do that. It is because, in our community, if one person should tell, oh, this person is capable of doing this and that for you, everybody, tends to go to that same person, and it takes a lot of their time. So, time is of essence, over here. So these people end up like charging, token, a fees. Yeah. And for me, man Steve I know they do that. Man Steve I be open. Yes. Nobody in this country could tell you, say, man Steve help me like to file for my residence permit, or uh, buy tickets, or file for my tax returns and all that. Way man Steve took a penny. Like, there is absolutely no one who can say that. If that person they out there, kindly come out. Kindly come out. Man, Steve, I've never done that, because I believe in relationships. I believe in networking. I believe in helping one another. So, man, Steve, I know they do that. Yes. So please, those people, you're going to end up relying on them. They aren't going to be there always. They are not going to be there always. So imagine on days where you need them and they are not there, what are you going to do? So please, if you can, just the basic IT knowledge, kindly have it. It can even go a long way in your relationship, status. Yes, I know a lot of guys, then they nash, meaning say a lot of guys, they here way like for many years, they not get shorties, they not get partners, and it is because harassment is a big deal in Europe. Yes, harassment. So these things are on the back of the mind of a lot of guys. So it's so hard for them to approach the women in public, And where is the next place where they go fit get them? It is on the dating apps. So if you don't have the basic IT skills, I mean, to download apps, to like go online chatting, with people, Charlie, you can imagine you're still gonna be lonely for a very, very long time. Yeah, I know a couple of guys through having this basic IT knowledge, and through these dating apps, they've gotten their partners. So guys, please take note. Just learn the basics. Yes, basic is going to help you a lot. Okay, so now let's go to the last but not the least skill I'll advise make you acquire before relocating to Denmark, the second happiest country in the whole wide world scene. Yes, and that is editing skills. Yes, I know say some of you go to talk say, oh, but it is also like the IT. Yes, I know, but this extends a little bit further. And it's because in this century, say content creators are everywhere. People are creating a lot of content. Yes, including myself. And for most of us, content creation is not a full-time job. It is a part-time hustle for us, right? Yes. And most of us, aside spending a lot of time in researching, aside spending a lot of time in shooting content, we also end up spending a ton of time editing. Yes. And most people don't want to be spending so much time on editing. So, as a hustler, if you have these skills, trust me, your jobs go dey come. You go get more jobs to do. One thing I need to point out to you be say, when you japa, okay, when you japa, within the first couple of months, most people, getting jobs become like a struggle for them. Getting jobs becomes struggle. But if you should have any of these skills, I mean, it's going to make life move a bit faster for you. You aren't going to be struggling a lot, to get jobs. Yes. So when it comes to the editing skills, actually it can also become a full-time career for you. Yes. So guys, please take note. If you don't know, you can start off with this basic Adobe programs or Final Cut programs, yeah, try and learn these skills. You yourself can even become a content creator. It's not always content creators that you need to like show your face. There are content creations whereby you actually don't need like to appear in the videos, but you can be doing really creative stuff just with your editing skills, and that could also pave a lot of ways for you. So please take note of these essential skills that I've shared with you. Try and learn a couple of them if you can. Learn all. Yes, if you can, please learn all, and you're gonna end up thanking me later. Yes, I can promise you that. Okay. All right, guys, it's been a great pleasure, for you joining me, sharing all this critical information with you. I hope say you go join me on the next one. Please turn on your notification bell so say when I drop the latest content, you go be notified, so say you go watch them and share them. Guys, I really appreciate your time. It's been Manstivo repping Denmark. Catch you on the next one. Peace.